Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Sunny, aka the Oracle of Alexandria, and today I have a short little week ahead spread reading for you guys. So basically what this is it's just a brief glimpse at the coming week ahead, maybe oncoming energy or events that may be coming your way so that you know kind of what to expect and maybe how to navigate it. It depends on what comes up with in the cards. I'm actually still finalizing this spread, so I'm totally open to feedback. If anyone has any suggestions for improvements or things to do differently, but otherwise I'm just going to do a variation of a spread that I usually do for myself. Normally I just pull 6 cards and look at my week ahead. Y'all are going to get a little bit more than 6 cards. So these readings should be fairly short, like maybe 15-20 minutes, hopefully. I mean, we'll see. It depends on what kind of energy comes out in the cards. But like, for example, pile 2 here got 2 oracle stones, or 2 alphabet oracles. So, it'll vary. In any case, essentially how it works is you choose your pile based on the oracle stones, oracle tiles. I'm not sure what to call them. Usually they're stones, but you can't really get Greek alphabet stones. So these are wooden tiles. We'll call them tiles. Anyway, choose your pile based on the alphabet oracle that is on top here. So here we have Nu. I believe that's Mu. I believe this one is Chai. In the last reading I filmed, I actually accidentally called Xi Chai and Thetis. So I believe this one is Chai. I think I've got it now. So we have Mu and Chai for pile 2, and then Alpha for pile 3. So you can choose based on which letter your intuition is drawing you to most. If you're not really feeling drawn to any of the letters, you can choose the one on the left or the right, or the middle. If that one seems the most interesting to you, you can pick at random. These are general readings, so there should be a little something for everyone, and hopefully that they will be, a useful peek ahead at the week coming for us. So with all of that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and cut to the film of me forming the piles, and I will see you in your respective readings, and there will be timestamps down below so that you can skip to your pile if you are not pile 1. Anyway, I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So this is your week ahead, or a glimpse at it anyway. We're going to address the alphabet oracle at the end of the reading. And for now, I'm going to go ahead and separate out the shadow cards from the normal cards, and then we will jump into the reading here. Actually, you know what? It doesn't. Sorry, I'm kind of experimenting with a spread here, so for the most part, the shadow cards actually aren't significant in this spread. So, all right. Anyway, so let's begin here. So since I have the newly released Dragon, or Tarot of Dragons, I'm sorry, I'm going to go ahead and use that as the tarot deck for this reading. Okay. All right. So let's take a look and see what the week ahead has in store for you. Okay, and we will zoom in on all of the cards here. Wow. Okay, some interesting energy here for you guys. So we have the Seven of Swords, which has very adorable art of a baby dragon trying to take a bone from its one of its parents here. I'm assuming a parent, an elder. It's hard to say. Then we have the Two of Coins here. Two young dragons looking like they're not really sure what to make of those coins up there. Then we have the Universe, World, the Four of Wands. Then we have Inspiration and Time. Okay, so it does seem like you're going to need some cunning or strategy to navigate the week ahead. Here we have an oracle that says inspiration, and then we have the Seven of Swords, which can be about using your wit, guile, tact, diplomacy, whatever is needed to navigate situations here. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. Usually the Two of Pentacles is about things being unbalanced. Here, they're almost so balanced that we're getting Two of Swords energy. But I have a feeling that, if this were a film playing out, these two dragons would be tearing that apart in not too long. So, anyway, it does seem like there may be some, I'm going to say challenges, but don't let that word scare you. But there may be a few hurdles or maybe curveballs thrown your way this week that you're going to need some tact, some guile, some wit, some diplomacy, something along those lines to navigate that situation, to help balance things, to keep yourself afloat. If these waters get too rough, this ship is going to capsize. So, this is kind of where you are going to be at in the coming week. That the waves may not be so rough that your ship is going to capsize, but you might have some rough seas. And so you're going to need to take a little bit of precautions. Just be aware. Stay on your toes this week, because there may be things that happen unexpectedly that require you to have a quick wit to navigate them. That may require a little more strategizing than usual to navigate them. Something on that level. Otherwise, the energy here is fairly positive. So, if you can manage the cunning needed to navigate the week ahead, you're going to complete it just fine. You're going to have that recognition. You're going to have that satisfaction with the completion of the week. And here we have, big celebrations, happiness, completion of a cycle. So, very good energies in general. It's just that there are things that you need to be aware of to keep your eyes open for, so that you can not be caught totally off guard, essentially. With time here, it is possible. I'm getting the feeling that this week is going to feel like it's taking an eternity to pass for you. For some of you, it may be that there are certain things happening within a certain time frame of the week. Otherwise, I don't see time having a big influence on this. Um, it, this could also be about understanding that these energies are just for this week and not forever, not for a long period. So it could be, for some of you, it may be a bit of a rough week, and it's just something that you're going to have to be ready to persevere and get through. But it's not forever, it's just for now. Whatever the difficulty or whatever that curveball may be that catches you off guard, it's not forever, it's just for now. It's going to pass. Time takes care of all things, in essence. So, but again, we do have this very, very happy card here with a bunch of dragons celebrating as the dominant energy or theme this week. So there could be celebrations of a completion, celebration of successfully navigating whatever is indicated by these cards here, in terms of the cunning needed, the staying on your toes needed to navigate the Two of Pentacles energy. So, all right, let's see. I've got 2 more oracles for you here. So we have, the first one is moderation. And the second one is potential. Okay. So moderation is really standing out to me with the Two of Pentacles here, about being about balance. The need to balance your life, your activities this week, in the week ahead, seems to be very important energy here, since it came out twice, basically. It's fine to have celebrations and party and enjoy yourself and indulge in what you enjoy. But we should try to live with all things in moderation. Too much of a good thing can be harmful. And with moderation here and the Two of Pentacles, you may need to watch your money for some of you, but just in general, living quote unquote moderately, living in a balanced manner will probably help you be in the best position to deal with whatever this Seven of Swords situation is that might come up. So, if you are, say for example, you drink too much and then you're drunk and then you get your curveball, well, then you're not in the best state of mind to handle whatever that may be. With moderation here, if you just take it easy for this week, again, it's not forever, it's just for now, just for this week. Just take it easy for this week, you'll be ready. You'll be more able to adapt to whatever comes your way with the imbalance and with the Seven of Swords. Then we have potential here. So again, we've got 2 big cards about the completion of a cycle, about wholeness and happiness and things of that sort. So potential. There is some big potential this week. There may be even, increased potential for some of you who are creatives, for example, or who are looking for a new job, or whatever the case may be. For some of you, the potential here may be new inspiration, new insight, some sort of epiphany, as it were, about the direction to move in your life. And it could be relating to balancing the Two of Pentacles energy, and it could just be, just a general thing that happens during your week. I'm sorry, that's such specific wording, isn't it? But yeah, so potential here. Just know that generally there is good potential here in the week ahead, but having some moderation as you navigate it to help you get through, stretching your money. If some of you are dealing with money issues right now, just persevere, because again, it's just for now. It's not forever. It's not something that's going to be going on for the long haul. All right. Then we have 3 more oracles here for you. Okay, we have Alcmene, unfairness. That definitely resonates with the 7 of Wands energy here. We have Artemis, the goddess of light. And then we have Themis, cosmic order. Okay, so this is very interesting energy here. Alcmene was the mother of Heracles, or Hercules, for those who like the Roman pronunciation. Then we have Artemis, goddess of light, and Themis, cosmic order. Okay. So these cards here really reinforce what we've already said. You know, it's not really, tarot has a tendency to tell us things we already know. So, or cartomancy in general has a tendency to do that. But it's good because it illuminates the things that we need to know. Sometimes we may not be focusing where we need to be focusing, and so that is the purpose of divination. Anyway, with Alcmene here, she was the mother of Heracles. Obviously, she had a difficult life, to put it mildly. Here, she's essentially being burned at the stake, like Joan of Arc. And she is eventually, I believe, spared and found guilty. But, you know, she was going to go through, you know, something very awful. Unfairness is a nice way to put what happened to Alcmene. But for some of you, you know, you do need to be careful of scammers and of things of that nature. You know, there's always a new scam going around, especially, you know, those spam calls that you get. Your car warranty is about to expire, or whatever it is that they're doing this week. Be careful with unfairness. The unbalance that comes to you could be something like a scammer trying to take advantage of you. It could be something like a boss treating you unfairly. You know, there's some sort of unbalance here, an unbalance of power between your position as an employee and your boss, your manager, your employer. You know, obviously, that situation is going to be a lot more difficult to balance than other situations. So just be aware that for some of you watching this, pile 1, the unfairness energy, you know, there could be something that you really need to watch out for in terms of the imbalance that you may experience this week. But again, so long as you're on your toes, so long as you're in tip-top shape, you know, make sure you get enough sleep, make sure you get enough rest, so on and so forth. Just, you know, endure the moderation, at least for this week. You should be okay, because again, you've got the universe, you've got the 4 of Wands here. Those are very positive cards. Those are very happy cards, and even with inspiration here. Cosmic order seems to be sort of going back to this idea of moderation and also balance. So for ancient Greeks, ancient Egyptians, etc., cosmic order was about living in balance and having things in balance. This is where, you know, I believe the phrase "all things in moderation" comes from ancient Greek philosophy. And if it doesn't come from there, it's a sentiment that I've certainly read a version of it there. But essentially, you know, cosmic order, living in balance. Balance seems to be, and maintaining balance and order in your life right now seems to be a very strong theme for you. Then we have Artemis, goddess of light. I'm actually going to just take a look at the guidebook for this one just to see if there may be something specific that I'm not picking up on. But Goddess of Light, light has to do with illumination, with enlightenment, with things of that nature, inspiration. There are allegories for inspiration or epiphanies that are about, thunder or lightning striking a person and giving them that epiphany, that flash of light is that divine enlightenment coming to them. And so Artemis here could be repeating inspiration's message here, in a sense that there's going to be some sort of illumination. There's going to be some light shown on you this week that might help you navigate this unbalance and the Seven of Swords energy. You may get a heads up, for example, about what is happening. And if you're not caught off guard, you'll be able to respond in the best possible way. But let's look at the guidebook and just see what it has to say, because I'm feeling like there is something else in there that might be relevant for you, pile one. So let's see. These are all in alphabetical order, if I remember correctly. So yes, Artemis, Goddess of Light. By the way, this information, I've studied a lot of Greek myth and ancient Greek religion and philosophy and things like that. I've never encountered the information in this book regarding Artemis. So take this with a grain of salt. It may not be correct, and I'm not sure where the author for the book got the information. Just a heads up. But let's see. Okay, Artemis, Goddess of Light. Artemis is part of light itself, but most especially the aspect of the sun's light that sparkles and glints on water. Yeah, I've never heard of that. She was swift-footed and fast. So swift-footed and fast. Again, if you are going to be swift-footed and fast navigating your situations, again, the cunning, the guile, the tact, the wit, the diplomacy, swift-footed and fast, being on your toes, living in moderation so that you're in your best performance shape, is going to help you. Again, we can overeat and that can make us tired. We can, there's so many things we can do that can take the edge off of our game, as it were, for lack of a better way of saying it. So this is why moderation and balance are so important for you this week, that you need to be on your toes. You need to be swift-footed like the goddess Artemis. Anyway, she was swift-footed and fast. In myth, we are told she is found in mountainous regions where the rainwater tumbles in streams and waterfalls, reflecting and rejuvenating her light rays best. As Apollo's twin sister, she accompanied him to fight the serpent, which represents the night. Her silver bow is the crescent moon, which reflects the light of the sun. Artemis was determinedly independent. Sorry. I'm reading from the book and not the viewfinder because my camera's up fairly high and it's difficult to see. I apologize. Artemis was determinedly independent, ravishingly beautiful, and yet disdainful and enraged by the attentions of suitors. Imagine the strong light of the mighty sun hitting your eyes to understand her best. She was unforgiving of boastfulness and demanded respect. So this might be with the unfairness. You might encounter someone saying something unpleasant to you this week, something hurtful and unfair. Someone who may be boasting outright. And Artemis encourages you to stand up for yourself, but obviously within reason. There's only so much you can do to stand up for yourself to your boss without losing your job, for example. So that might be something for some of you, that you may encounter a bully on some level, and you are encouraged to not take it. Obviously, again, try to go easy on the person. Don't fully unload on them. Moderation and balance are important. Cosmic order. This is moderation and cosmic order are cards about self-discipline, about ordering your life, again, in the best way to navigate the coming events for you. So these are very important. Please do not forget that energy of balance, moderation, order. Anyway, let's see what the last paragraph has to say here. Artemis was one of the most powerful deities on Olympus, and she surrounds you now with powerful light, generosity, benevolence, and prosperity, which you should receive with humility and reverence. Okay, that last little bit there is a little, but for some of you, you may be devotees of Artemis, or you may be open-minded religiously, and Artemis may actually be present in your life this week. That is something for some of you pile on to consider. But for the most part, again, I think Artemis here is offering a little bit of guidance on how to navigate some of the things that you're going to face this week. Stand up for yourself. Don't let people slander you wrongfully. Again, if I'm remembering correctly, as a matter of fact, I'll just take a look at the book. Alcmene was sort of like Mary in the sense that she was kind of slandered for being pregnant. And anyway, let's just look and see what the guidebook says, because I feel like there's something here also that's relevant. But again, if you find yourself being slandered, for example, wrongfully slandered or accused of something, it's okay to stand up for yourself. Obviously, don't go overboard with it, but, use your wits. If you can have evidence to kind of exonerate yourself, that's even better before you say anything. But just, be aware that standing up for yourself this week will probably yield some good results. But let's see what the book has to say about Alcmene. So, Zeus wanted Alcmene to be his mistress and the mother of his child. Oh my gosh. But Alcmene was faithfully betrothed to another man. Because of her moral virtue, Zeus had to trick her, so he waited until her fiancé was away and disguised himself as her future husband. Persuading the unsuspecting Alcmene that he had returned early, he bedded her. Her fiancé discovered her loss of innocence, and this card depicts him setting Alcmene on fire to test her story that Zeus tricked her. See, that's what I was saying. It's about being slandered, as it were. And for some of you, that may very well be exactly what happens. Someone's going to make a claim about you that isn't true. And you need to shine your light. You need to use your wit. Obviously, again, don't go overboard with it, but, it's okay to stand up for yourself. You're even encouraged to do so here. And you are essentially divinely supported to do so. Cosmic order. If you are innocent, order is also part of justice. So, all right, let's see. Months later, poor Alcmene suffered several days of labor as Zeus' wife wreaked jealous vengeance on her and tried to prevent the birth of the resulting son. This card represents unfairness and bad luck. The fates may have been against you recently, and it is not just. However, things will now turn around as Zeus eventually favors you and helps save the day. Okay. So this makes sense, what the book had to say. It makes sense, especially with these two cards here, that you may face some sort of injustice or unfairness, but it's going to work out okay in the end. You just need to grin and bear it, endure it, stand up for yourself if you feel inclined to, if you feel that there is a way to do so that won't cause you any undue repercussion. Anyway, let's see here. I want to go ahead and see what your Oracle, Alphabet Oracle, what message this has for you. And then that will do it for your week ahead reading here, Pile 1. So the Oracle verse of the letter Nu is Now springs forth the fitting time for all. And the keywords for this are opportunity and timing. So again, we have potential here. We have time here. That makes a lot of sense. That is very relevant here. So again, proper timing is probably going to be helpful this week. Proper timing to take advantage of opportunities and potentials. And this comes back to the importance of moderation, that you need to be able to put your best foot forward at the drop of a hat. Because things might move quickly, things might move slowly, but you need to be ready to take advantage of the opportunity, the potential, the enlightenment, the epiphany. When it hits you, you need to be ready to act on it. There is an alternate translation for this, actually. An alternate translation for this oracle verse. And it goes, Nike's gift enwreaths the oracle. So Nike is the goddess of victory, and her gift is victory. So it enwreaths this oracle. Again, the Four of Wands, the universe. We have a successful completion of a cycle, the successful completion of something. Here, you're going to be happy. You're going to be celebrating. Victory is all but assured for you. You just need to be in balance, ready to act swiftly. Be on your toes for your opportunities that are coming for you this week. And it should work out just fine. Whatever difficulties you may encounter, you know how to handle them. Channel that goddess energy within you, and don't let people push you around. So anyway, that is going to do it for this week, Pile 1. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this reading was helpful, at least on some level. I know it's not super in-depth, but when I do this spread for me, it's literally, it's just these 6 cards here. And this also works as a daily spread. If any of you are tarot readers yourselves, I always put the shadow card here, and then one of these is usually the shadow card from the oracle. And I get a nice glimpse ahead. It's not super detailed, but usually I get enough information to navigate things well enough. So hopefully, again, this was helpful on some level. And if you enjoyed it, or if you did find it helpful, please do consider leaving a like, maybe subscribing, and comment down below and let me know what you think also. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help the channel. So, and if you do happen to subscribe, then I guess I will get to see you in another video, hopefully. So until then, take care, Pile 1, and I hope that you have a good week. And remember to stay on your toes and, stay in balance. Enjoy that moderation this week. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading, and thank you so much for joining me for this look at your week ahead. So I'm going to go ahead and set the alphabet oracles aside here. We will take a look at those at the end of the reading, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out your cards. So again, the purpose of this reading is simply to get a brief glimpse at your week ahead. It's not going to be especially detailed, but it should give you enough information to know, to have a good idea of what you might encounter in the week ahead, and ideally how to navigate it. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at your cards. So we have Judgment. That is very strong energy here. We have the Queen of Coins. All right. Your alphabet oracles are already making a lot of sense. We have Justice. Wow. Very powerful. 2 major arcana and a court card. That's some powerful stuff. And then we have the 9 of Wands. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at these also. We have Independence, carving your own path. And then we have knowledge. Very interesting artwork for that card. All right, so this card here tends to identify the general energy or context dominant theme of the week. It seems like you've had a rough time lately, but you're having a new beginning coming to you. You know, it seems like you have fought some battles, but you have persevered. You are probably still on your guard for some of you, depending on what you've been going through, but a change is coming. The main thing to be aware of is that this change might be a little slow. It's going to be a good change. It's going to be positive. It's going to bring good news and good opportunities to you in the week ahead. But Queen of Pentacles energy is slow growing energy. Let's put it like that. You know, she's got her eggs here. She's waiting for them to hatch. So, I mean, for some of you, it very well could be that the change that you're looking forward to in Judgment is going to take a little time to get going, to really start yielding results here. But we also have the rabbits, and rabbits tend to be associated with swiftness. So for some of you, that may not be true, but I am feeling like whatever this change is, and this will be part of the reason why most of you pile 2 are still on your guard, is that it's going to come a little slowly, but it should bring you balance. And if some of you are waiting on perhaps a legal decision on some level, it should be auspicious for you. You should get quote unquote justice. You should be satisfied overall with the change that is coming in the week ahead for you. And this can happen at any point during the week. So, you know, you are going to have to be patient and let things unfold naturally. That is one of the things with the Queen of Pentacles. You know, she is here. She's looking at her eggs quite eagerly. And if you look real close, you can see the little baby dragons in there. She's very eager for these eggs to hatch. She's very eager to meet her children. But you can't force an egg to hatch early. It has to hatch in its own time. So with the Queen of Pentacles, you know, you're just going to have to wait it out. But overall, it should be very positive. Like, this energy is positive. This tends to be about moving towards a better place, because the hardest part is probably behind you by now. Although you may still be on your guard because of what you've been through, the worst of it should be over. A new leaf should be turning over for you this week, and things should ultimately work out well. The Queen of Coins is very abundant. Her energy is very abundant, but that abundance takes a little time to get going. Just like a plant growing, just like a baby dragon hatching from an egg. But when it gets there, you know, things are going to be more balanced, and it's going to be a generally positive development as a whole. Like, it's something that I feel like you're going to be satisfied with, if not happy with. And independence. So for some of you, carving your own path, some of you, what you've been going through here might be essentially to gain that independence on some level. Financial independence from the Queen of Coins, or living on your own. Because coins certainly can do with our material environment, but usually it has to do also, the element of earth has to do with action. And so there is an aspect here of taking action to winning your independence on whatever level that may be. So there may be some sort of decision coming up, just as an example, some sort of decision coming up that you are in your present situation, you're kind of stuck making that decision with the input of someone else. But, you know, you are encouraged to take actions to, try and have your say in that decision, to have your independent say in that decision, essentially, instead of having to make it with someone else. Especially if this is something that impacts you most of all, or you personally, that is something that you may, want to do. On whatever level you are seeking independence, pile 2, you are definitely encouraged to take the actions to get there. And it seems like you already have been, and you're probably going to be having that in your good news this week, hopefully. Also, in terms of working for your independence, being prepared, having the knowledge, the foresight to navigate the situation. It's clear that you have the ability. It's clear that you have the skill, but do you have all the information that you need to move forward in the way that you want to? In a way that is most authentic to you, that is in alignment with you and your values. Do you have everything you need? Are you prepared? It doesn't hurt to arm yourself with information or anything that might give you an edge, especially, if you are looking for balance or independence in a very literal sense. Having this information here, as indicated by knowledge, can be something that gives you the edge that you need to have things go the way that you would like them to have things play out the way that you would like them to. Okay, so let's take a look at your other 2 oracles here. So we have productivity, and that just really reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles. Like, look at how abundant this card is. It also makes me think of Demeter and Persephone when Persephone was a little girl. Very, very interesting. Okay. So productivity, again, that is information, that is the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. At least part of it is being productive, being abundant. And then also, productivity towards getting your independence, productivity towards getting everything you need to have things work out the way that you want them to be able to take advantage in the best possible way of this new opportunity, this new beginning that is coming to you, this fresh start, as it were. All right, and then you have core. Okay. I'm actually going to look at the guidebook for this one. And the thing about the guidebook for this deck, it has a lot of meanings. We're only going to look at one, probably. But if you would like to pause and read all of them, you are more than welcome to do so. And I will try to get them all in frame for you. But we're just going to look at the quote-unquote earthly meaning here, because this is not essentially a spiritual reading. This is just a reading about taking a look at your week ahead. So, core, earthly meaning. A choice reveals what is at the heart of an action or situation. The closer you get to the truth, the harder the reaction. Okay, so this is making a lot of sense with Nine of Wands and Justice here. The closer you get to the truth, the harder the reaction. Okay, so this is really resonating with what you've been through recently and what you may still have to go through in the week ahead. For those of you who are still on your guard, you're probably keeping your guard up for good reason. All right, let's see. The hotter the reaction. Offset external pressures by seeking inner calm. Wealth, relationships, joy, family, independence, status, control. Choose wisely. You have your heart to answer to. Shallow compliments or an aversion to meaningful dialogue is a red flag. Okay, so it mentioned control here. Wealth, relationships, status, independence, It actually literally mentions independence here. Control. Having independence is also about having control. So, and you need to be true to your heart. Again, for some of you, you may actually be moving out on your own, or, ending a relationship or something like that. Maybe starting a new job or ending your old job, whatever the case may be. But some of you may simply, like I said, you may be stuck in a situation where you're kind of forced to do something with someone else and you don't really want to. You are encouraged to take steps to try and get your independence here. Because as it says here, choose wisely, you have your heart to answer to. Offset external pressures by seeking inner calm. So, the inner calm is really standing out to me. So for some of you, you may need to make a little time to meditate or do whatever self-care or whatever is needed, whatever you can do to blow off a little steam, to help you relax, to help you calm down, etc. But ultimately, with the week ahead, with whatever is coming, you need to be true to yourself. You need to honor your heart in your decision making and go for it. And remember, the closer you get to truth, the hotter the reaction. So arming yourself with knowledge and being prepared, having, the resources here to turn things in your favor. You have this new opportunity coming. Grow things in your favor by being prepared. And the end result should be positive for you. And for those who wanted to see all of the meanings for the core card here, there is the spiritual meaning, which is continued on the next page. And then there's also, it says insight. So there's a lot. There's a lot with these cards, but yeah. All right, so let's take a look at your Greek mythology reading card oracles. So first we have Orpheus. Right, the famous lyre player, the famous theologian. Then we have Iris, messenger of goddess Hera, one who brings messages between the heavenly and the earthly realms. And then we have Oedicles, or Hercules, if you prefer. He is a protector. Okay, so with Hercules here, I'm seeing, a mirror of this Nine of Wands here. Like I said, some of you are still on your guard, and it seems like, it's good to stay on your guard. Some of you may literally have someone come to your aid to help you, to quote unquote protect you. But it seems like you're doing a great job of defending yourself, and you've already been through the worst of it. There may still be a little bit more. Remember, knowledge is about arming yourself, preparing yourself with information for the events ahead of you. Messages, new insight, new information coming to you, being ready. And then Orpheus, music. So for some of you, this is not the dominant meaning of this card here, but for some of you, the way that you need to relax may involve music, making music, singing, listening to music, whatever it is. Make time for music this week. But let's take a look at the book for this card as well, so that we don't miss any important messages. Let's see, Uranus, but what about Orpheus? Here we go. Okay, Orpheus. Orpheus played a golden lyre and was famous for his musical talent and powerful voice. He even saved his shipmates by singing to overcome the hypnotic sounds of the sirens who would lure men to their death. Unlike other Greek heroes, he had no combat skills, but creatures and trees would follow him to listen. He didn't fight himself, but he went on missions to play to those that did. Orpheus brought refined, beautiful music to the world, and all who heard him sing were transported to a better place. Maybe the fact that you have chosen this card suggests that it is time for you to listen to enjoyable music. Or is there another way you can relax and be transported to a magical place? Perhaps you could even start learning how to play a musical instrument. Music has a very special place in this world. Like sunshine, it lifts and soothes the soul. Perhaps it is time for you to be inspired by a beautiful voice or melody. Okay. So there is that. I guess that is the dominant meaning of the card. But I think, too, with Orpheus, there's an aspect of using your voice here, which, again, is about helping you achieve independence and staying true to your heart. Speak up for yourself if you feel inclined to, if you feel a need to. Don't let people walk over you. I mean, you've already done so much to defend yourself, to get where you are in this moment for this week ahead. You know, it's not much more to just speak up for yourself. Okay, let's look at your alphabet oracles. So again, you have Mu, which is essentially our letter M, and Chai. Okay. All right. So the oracle verse for Mu is, make no haste, in vain you press ahead. The keywords for this verse are patience and prudence. There's an alternate translation for this, which is mandatory toil, the change is good. And the keywords for that verse are strength and energy. So I'm feeling like strength and energy. Make no haste, in vain you press ahead. So don't be hasty. Again, prepare yourself for what is coming, for what you have left to do. Don't rush into taking steps to get your independence, but instead be well prepared. Make sure you have the money set aside if you can. Make sure you have all of the information you need to get where you are going. That one, don't act hastily, because haste tends to lead to recklessness, and recklessness tends to not be good for anyone. So then we have Chai, and the verse for that one is, happily press on, says Zeus himself. And the keywords for that are energy and confidence. So again, you know, with justice here, the end result is going to be positive if you take the time to arm yourself. If you stay on your guard, if you act true to your heart, you're going to be happy with the outcome. Happily press on, says Zeus himself. The keywords for that verse are divine guidance and support. An additional translation for this verse, again, depending on how you translate it, we have happy end fulfills this golden word. And the keywords for that are good luck and success. So a happy end is definitely waiting for you if you make sure to prepare yourself, speak up for yourself, be true to your voice, to your heart. Act towards your highest good, your desires this week. And you should be all set. So, thank you so much for joining me, Pile 2, for this reading. I hope that you found it helpful and that you enjoyed it. I know it's not a super in-depth reading, but it's not really meant to be. It's just meant to be a glance at the week ahead. Hopefully this gives you enough information to prepare and to, you know, address any challenges of the week ahead in a manner that is adequate for you. So I hope things go well for you, Pile 2. Definitely take care of yourself. If you did find this video helpful or enjoyable, please do leave a like, maybe a comment, and maybe consider subscribing so that I can see you in a future video. And until then, take care, Pile 2. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading for your week ahead spread. I'm going to go ahead and set your alphabet oracle aside so that we can lay out the cards, and we will address this at the end of the reading. Okay. So this spread, it's not going to be super detailed. It's not going to be huge. It's just going to be a small spread to get a glimpse of the week ahead for you guys. Hopefully there will be enough information here for you to handle everything smoothly and calmly, easily as possible. So let's go ahead and see what cards you've got. We've got the Queen of Wands. We've got the Sire of Wands. Wow. I promise I shuffled the deck. You can see it in the footage there. We've got the Fool. Then we've got the Three of Coins. We have Surrender, letting go of the darkness. And then we have Healing, restoring hope. Very beautiful cards, very beautiful energy. All right, so two main things to think about the week ahead. Teamwork might serve you very well in the coming week, and that is indicated here by both the Queen and the Sire of Wands. For some of you, this could be working with your significant other or family member closely. For others of you, it could be teamwork at work, at school, among your friends, whatever the case may be. There's also a need to take a leap of faith. So I feel like some of you might actually be making a new love connection because these two are extremely passionate cards. And taking a leap of faith, surrendering, letting go of the darkness. So surrendering to your passions. This obviously that's not for all of you, but for some of you, pile 3, that is certainly going to be a relevant thing for you in the week ahead, that you may be sort of on the cusp of making a new romantic connection or a new friendship connection, some sort of new connection. Maybe getting back in touch with a family member that you haven't spoken to for a while for various reasons. So whatever it is, consider surrendering to it. Take that leap of faith. It does seem that this partnership, whatever it is going to be something healing for you. It could be just letting water be under the bridge of an old disagreement or something like that. There's also an aspect here of a need to follow your passions, to create, to manifest what you desire. It seems like some of you may have been abstaining from something important to you. And it seems like now is the time for your own highest good, for your health and well-being even, to let go, to take that leap of faith, to invest in whatever that is that you are trying to create or that you would like to create. It's okay. It's going to be a positive development for you. It's going to work out well. It could, for some of you, it will lead to a new beginning. And again, it's going to require taking that leap of faith. This card here depicts a young dragon about to take its first flight. It's never flown before, and it has to jump off that high cliff by itself and trust that its wings are going to work. But it should be fine because you are encouraged now to surrender. Let go of the darkness. It seems like abstaining from whatever this is may have been causing you some grief, some unhappiness, some discomfort, etc. You are encouraged to let go. And the outcome should be something very healing for you. Let's see. We have these two oracles here. Let's go ahead and see what they are. So we have dependability. That, again, for those of you making a love connection, This card is so powerful. Dependability. For some of you, this teamwork connection that you need to make, but also this love connection for some of you pile 3 watching right now. This connection, it's going to be someone who you can count on. It's going to be a sturdy connection. It's going to be either you may be displaying the fact that you are dependable, that you are a reliable, significant other for your person or for your friend or family member, that you are a reliable coworker or teammate. It could be that they are demonstrating that to you. Whatever it is, if there is an opportunity for you to show that, it would be a good idea for you to make it known that you are someone who can be trusted, who can be counted on, who is supportive, etc., whatever the need may be. With this new connection that you need to make. All right, then we have time. Okay, so there could be a need for proper timing with taking your leap of faith. Don't jump in. Don't, don't be reckless. It could also be, that this is something, again, that you've been resisting for a while, you've been fighting against for a while, for whatever reason. But I feel like for the most part, this here is about proper timing of these opportunities to make the most of them. The proper timing of approaching the other person or people to make the connection for the teamwork that needs to get done. The proper timing for, expressing yourself, your ideas, etc., to make sure that they are received as good as possible, as well as possible, for your own highest good, for your benefit, for the week ahead. All right, let's look at your last 3 oracles here. So we have Greek mythology reading cards here for you. We have Perseus, and Perseus brings gifts. And we have Penelope, reunion. Okay, so remember, for some of you, I said that this might be a love match, a love connection. And it could be that you've been, putting it off for a while, and now it's time to get back together. For some of you, though, again, it could be an estranged friendship, an estranged relationship with a relative or something. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but, it is a good time for reunion in the week ahead. And it seems like for many of you, this reunion is essentially going to happen. Then we have Zeus, or Zeus, and he is supremacy. So, all right. I feel like for some of you, gifts may be about approaching your teamwork or your teammates with gifts. Don't come empty-handed. That might help smooth things over, whatever the situation is. For some of you, it may be about speaking your virtues, letting them know what your skills and talents are so that they know who they are getting as a teammate, as a romantic partner. Whatever it is, and it could be for some of you that gifts are coming to you. You are going to have people in your life who are dependable, and so they may bring you something. Bring something into your life. It could be a physical gift, it could be an emotional gift, a spiritual gift, etc. With the King and the Queen of Wands here about manifesting, and the 3 of coins. All of these have to do with more material things, and so it certainly could be that you will receive or give material gifts in the week ahead. But it is important to, just remember that if there is a situation where you giving a gift on some kind will be helpful, it is certainly an encouraged way to approach the situation. And by giving a gift, that gift could be something as simple as forgiveness to someone whom you have an estranged relationship with. Just like I said, letting things be water under the bridge, for your own highest good, releasing it so that it is not causing you grief and harm anymore. And then reunion. Supremacy. So supremacy is about it's about making an auspicious match. It's also about being the best you can be and doing your best with what you have to do in the week ahead. It is about being on your game, being at the top of your game, as it were, to ensure the best results of everything that you are doing. In reunion, I feel like this is very self-explanatory. Again, there's an aspect of reunion. Penelope was the wife of Odysseus. And if you don't know, he spent at least 10 years away at war. And then, it took him a long time to get home from that war once it was over. Penelope sat home trusting that her husband was going to return to her, rejecting all of the suitors who came year after year after year to try and win her hand. And she had a lot of patience. She would weave a tapestry during the day and then unweave it at night and reweave it as a measure of keeping the suitors away, because they were insistent Odysseus, her husband, was dead. And she did not want to marry anyone else because she believed that he was alive. So again, we have timing here, or time. And then Penelope is about patience. So you may reach out to someone and they may not respond immediately. They may not reciprocate swiftly in the way that we would like them to. It may take a little finessing of the situation to try and get things to go the way you would like them to. But also it may just require some patience, not just taking your steps, taking your actions at the best time, but also, being patient and letting them figure things out for themselves and sort through whatever they need to sort through before they can make this reconnection with you, or make this connection, if it is a new connection, for some purpose. Okay. So let's look at your alphabet oracle, which was Alpha. So the oracle verse for Alpha is, all these things, he says, you will do quite well. And the key words for this verse are guidance and good fortune. So if you just remember this, seize the proper timing. Don't be reckless or hasty. Don't rush in. Choose your words carefully. Be patient and allow them to do whatever it is that they need to do on their side for you to be able to make the connection. Give gifts as needed. Receive gifts with grace. Whatever the case may be, express your gifts to the person that you are trying to make this connection, this team, this partnership with. Do these things, carefully, thoughtfully, and everything will go well for you this week. Like, this is essentially a promise that if you act with care, with a little thought, it's going to go good. It's going to go well. It'll probably go well anyway. It seems like you are a very passionate person. The person that you are maybe trying to connect with is also very passionate. And so hopefully you will share that passion on some level, whether it is romantic, whether it is a shared interest in the job that you're trying to do, etc., etc. So I think it's going to go well. It's just that the connection may be a bit difficult to broker. It may require a little finesse in the situation to make it happen. And if you just remember this advice, it should all go well. But I trust you anyway, Pile 3, that you're going to do great on your own regardless. So with all of that said, I do hope that this reading was helpful for you, and that it gave you some insight to look forward to in the coming week. If you enjoyed this reading, or if you got any useful information out of it, please do consider leaving a like and maybe subscribing. I would also enjoy hearing from you in the comments. And, if you do subscribe, hopefully I will see you again in a future video. Until then, please take care of yourself, Pile 3, and I hope you have a great week.